We're going to be working with essential oils, particularly making fly sprays. Aromatherapy fly sprays that you can make up yourself and that are safe to use are such things as eucalyptus oil with citronella, lavender, rosemary, and cedar wood be another combination. And then one that'll make your horse smell like a Caesar salad is apple cider vinegar, red wine vinegar, and garlic. You might ask, well, why? How are these going to work any better? Well, they don't. Insects adapt to almost anything you're going to use, and the way you confuse an insect is never let them adapt. If you always have 2 or 3 fly sprays around the barn and mix them up in a random order, the insects will never know what to adapt to. This keeps them repelled from your horse, and it keeps them from adapting to any fly spray. So no matter what you're using, rotate them. I'm going to show you a quick little one that we can make using witch hazel, 1/3 witch hazel. We'll pour in like this. And then we're going to use an aloe vera based lotion, just enough to give it a little bit more consistency because it evaporates too fast if you don't have something, but you don't want to use so much that it's going to clog up your fly sprayer. The other thing you can do is actually put about a capful of your essential oil in the lotion base and then just keep that down at the barn so that you've got lotion for their face or for the legs if you prefer to wipe on. Okay, we're going to finish making our fly spray by adding a little bit of water. And I'm just demonstrating here, I'm not doing the whole thing. I would normally do 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 and fill it up and do a much larger mix than I'm doing. Oops, let's put our essential oils in. I think we're going to use a little bit of eucalyptus. So for a size about like this, I'm going to use about 2 capfuls in here. Depending on your essential oil and how strong it is, you'll use different amounts. And you have to play with it depending on the insects, whether it's flies, mosquitoes, or gnats that you're working with. But the more you play with your formulas, the more you'll get comfortable with what's going to work for you. And I'm only going to put 1 capful of citronella in this amount because we don't have a lot in here. Then I'm going to shake it up, and I'll always keep shaking it because it will separate and we'll have a fly spray. Now if I were making another fly spray, I would take the vinegar and I would use another spray bottle, which I don't have to demonstrate here. I would go ahead and pour my vinegar in, and I actually keep this around the house where I'll cut up a clove of garlic and macerate it, or sometimes I'll just throw it in and I'll let it sit in the sun and I'll let that garlic and that vinegar really steep together. Said your horse will smell like a Caesar salad, but the flies won't like it. You can also take apple cider vinegar when on horses and red wine vinegar and rub it on the legs and in the hoof wall, and some of the skin absorbs it, and that helps keep flies off the legs. And again, play with your essential oils. These are just some examples. There's many more like geranium that can be used. There's peppermints, citrus blends. And you need to test your horse a little bit to make sure that they don't have a sensitivity to the essential oil and you don't use too much. But this works as well as any commercial fly spray will work.